Alright, so what's going on, guys? It's your boy Zinni, and in today's video I wanted to discuss something that I discussed or mentioned briefly in the last video, which was about the entire grind aspect and how I did zombie camos. And right after the zombies camos, I did do the Astro Malorum leaderboard event, which came out right after I ended my initial zombie camo grind. And I just wanted to give you my thoughts and opinions and how it was affecting me personally, because I spent a lot of time just doing a simple thing, which was throwing a Casimir grenade from out of bounds into bounds, and then zombies would be sucked up by that tactical, and it just kept repeating itself like that. Or I repeated that process for hours and hours. And in this video I wanted to talk about how that kind of messes up the entire grind aspect, and how people get kind of fatigued by these things. Because I can imagine that if for somebody that has done 3 out of 4 mastery camos so far, and I will be doing the singularity in a couple of days, I can imagine that you would be so burned out of the fact that you're just keep on going, right, doing the same thing over and over and over again just for one camouflage in a video game. Because that's why I did this Astro Malorum leaderboard event grind, is because I wanted that cool shiny skin that was in the game. And I don't know how I even like completed, because it was so draining. I did this with a friend of mine, and we kind of did it together. There's some things that I felt was kind of off from the get-go, and that's because later on, right, in the beginning it wasn't like that, because me and my friend started at the same time. But later on, as the days went on, we saw a discrepancy between our leaderboards, which it was wild. His leaderboards were way lower score than mine, right? And pretty much my score, which I ended up in that event on 4th place, I think 4th or 5th place, his top leaderboard had the exact same points as my 5th or 6th. I also, by that extent, wanted to talk about how there is 100%, I don't know this for a fact, of course, but in my kind of experience, and I'll probably put some examples up on screen. There is and this would make sense, is a skill-based leaderboard, which, you know, in context, because it's a leaderboard, of course it's going to be competitive. But in this game, or in this way that they did it, the scoring were awful. Because so how the scoring worked was zombie eliminations gave you 1 point, cat tasks that were completed give you 50, killing Oscar give you 100, and then completing the Easter egg for Astro Malorum gave you 5k. Well, I didn't have anybody to play with, and honestly I'm not that big into zombies, so doing an Easter egg on my own felt barely possible. I don't know, this grind has been very draining, because like I said before, I did the Casimir strat, which was just, again, throwing the tactical out of bounds, so you get 2 back with mule kick, which is currently nerfed. I did check it, it's currently not working like that anymore. You get 1 back if you throw out 1. But with the event, mule kick released and mule kick was broken. It gave you back 2 tacticals if you threw it out of bounds. And thus I threw 1 out of bounds, got 2 back, then threw 1 inbounds. The Casimir just sucks up all the zombies, and repeat that entire cycle. So I got into the high 60s, near 70s in rounds a couple of times, and it was so draining because I did this for hours. I did the exact same thing for hours. I got a lot of points. I think I ended up with like 42,000 points, but the highest, for example, and I think you'll see it in one of these clips that I will be posting, is that there is so much points to get to like 72k or near 72k or above 72k. It felt like near impossible, because these people were doing the Easter eggs. They're probably also implementing the stress that I did. They might have done the task as well. And as a solo grinder, I felt like I was not competitive enough for that spot that I did end up getting. It's purely because of perseverance. And I just wanted to give my opinions on this, because I think that this is not healthy for the game if they will release more events like this. Because I do know from the last game, Black Ops 6, they had a leaderboard event similar to this, where you had to play one mode, and again, this was restricted to one map, which was kind of sad in a way, because I would have loved to do other maps, but no, I had to do this singular map. And it was quite boring. I didn't like it. I did do the Casimir strat, even though I don't like the Casimir strat, and I think it's not, I don't think it's something that should be able to be used, because it's an exploit. But I did use it because I had no other way of getting to the top spots and get that camo that I eventually got. I think this type of leaderboard event is FOMO driven, because this camo this camouflage that I wanted to get was locked behind a certain placing. And if you wanted to get that camouflage, you had to be a top placing person, so you have to be in the top 5. And I think that is just very FOMO driven. I think that this also will burn out casuals. It burned out me, and I'm somebody that grinds a lot. It burned out me. I couldn't compete for the top rewards. Like placing anywhere from 3 to 1, it was not even feasible. Those points were out of my league. I couldn't get up to that. I know that Sweats, for example, fucking love this shit, and I am a Sweat as well, but it's a different type of sweat. It's a turn off your brains and keep at it type of sweat, which I'm not. I like to use my brains. I like to think about things. And the event felt like it was treated as a ranked mode rather than just a leaderboard event, which you got many options to do things. It felt like I was speedrunning a game in a specific category with all these specific restrictions. And I think that has a psychological effect on casuals, because I don't think casuals would love to do this. And it also has psychological effects on people like me, which I am a grinder, but I'm a solo grinder. I do everything solo. So I don't think this is healthy for the game, and this is very unhealthy for the player. I don't think this should be forced upon players, like having to grind for hours and hours. I spent multiple days just grinding this, sitting in the map, streaming as well. I did stream this entire grind, and it was very painful. And also, this is what a zombies event should be. I don't think this should be like this. I don't think it's healthy for the game. Rewards are locked forever, so you had to do the things that you had to do. And personally, it forced me to play the way that I had to play, like I said, because you cannot get it. You cannot get it anymore. It's locked forever. And instead of enjoying, my time pushing your rounds, constantly thinking about, hey, what could be smart, I was thinking about how efficient I could get. So that's why I got, desperate and threw those Casimir grenades, and I went on for hours like that. It's just because that is how you maximize your points. It's either that or you just complete the Easter egg event. And while I understand playing that way, it made zombies feel more like a job than a game. it wasn't because I wanted to, it's because they literally designed that event that way for people to play in scummy ways like I did, or to beat the Easter egg, and I wasn't skilled enough to beat the Easter egg. Simply enough, simply said, I'm not skilled enough to play that event on my own, which it is what it is. But it also has like an impact on casual players, because how are they gonna compete with the hardcore leaderboard grinders, or like the hardcore zombies players, or people like, again, kind of like me, because I did grind. And if you didn't have the time to grind or burn gobble gums or optimize routings and do stress that I did, then you are not having fun. And even when I'm playing like this, I'm not having fun. It's not fun at all. And I don't think the leaderboard events are a bad idea, but this just showed how easily zombies can lose its fucking identity. And yes, I'm saying fucking because this is like one of the most frustrating experiences I had playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and even to an extent the previous title, because this kind of it's the same concept of an event, and they basically did it the exact same way. And again, zombies has always been about chaos, improvising, seeing how far you can go, and not what you can do to optimize your runs for points in a leaderboard event because you wanted a skin. So I'm curious what you guys think. Do the leaderboards events belong in zombies, or should you say should Call of Duty's zombies stay more casual? Let me know in a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.